Hi guys, Ian living in the Philippines. Oh dear, I was just having a rest here, and I was going to do this video earlier on, but I'll do it now while I'm taking a rest. As I've had some weird comments or comments from people that just do not understand, or people that are living in a different world. I don't. Um, as the title would be, why I left the UK or Britain, and why I won't go back. So I've had people say, "Oh, there's one. It's suicidal leaving the UK." No, it's suicidal going back. I said to there's another one of my subscribers. He has a great channel. Um, can't remember the name now. Sorry, guys. Um, he's been travelling around the UK. He was planning to come here with his wife, his Filipino wife, in 2017. But he's been travelling around the UK now, and he's amazed how beautiful the country is, and that he's thinking twice now about moving from the UK and living in the Philippines. That his wife tends to wanting to stop in the UK. Yes, the UK is a beautiful country. Lots of, depending on where you go, mountains and fields and countryside. All the cows and the sheep in the fields. And yes, it's very nice. It's just the standard of living of the people, depending on which area you live in the UK. And then when I talk about that, I'm talking about where I come from, Rugby, which is the middle of the UK, the Midlands. So I've had one guy who lives around there. He said to me, Ian, it's not like that where I live. It's all good and fine. But where I live, or lived in the UK, I'll tell you in the story. Right. My story is, I think it's going to be totally different to everybody. Or maybe one or two of you might have had the same thing as me. So I was brought up middle class family on an estate. So you British guys will know, I don't know, you Americans. So it's just rows of houses. It was a new estate, and well, we used to live in our old house before. Also, just rows on a hill, rows of houses, all the way down the street. One house next to it, smaller. And then we moved up onto a brand new estate just outside of the town. That's where I grew up. Small town, Rugby, 50,000 people population. Nothing happened in those days. Small town. So when I was leaving school, uh, the work situation at that time was very bad. Many people on the dole, and you couldn't get jobs. And so I decided, with a little bit of persuasion from my stepfather, to apply to join the military. So I was 16, of course, too young. So I left school when I was 16, and I did actually have a job. when I was 16. But I had already done my, what do you call them, intelligence tests or something? I don't know what they call them. You have to do a test to even join the military and to see what, where you, which parts of the military you you are able to go into. So yeah, I'd done those tests. I could have done whatever I wanted. I choose to be to go in the Royal Electrical Mechanical Engineers, and I was accepted. But I had to wait then until my 17th birthday because I was still too young. So from that time until I joined the military, I got a job. So I was working. So 17th birthday come, I went to the military base and done the soldier training, and then Royal Electrical Mechanical Engineers, you do trade training. So after the soldier training, I left that base, went to another base to do the trade training, done that. So here comes, this is now, right. When you finished your trade training, we each got a piece of paper, and I think there was 10 different places uh, where we could choose to get posted to. So we had to tick three. So there were places, yeah, the UK, of course, UK bases, Germany, I think Hong Kong, a few others, I think. So I wanted to stop near home in the UK. I didn't want to go anywhere else because I love Britain. So I ticked three things: UK, UK, UK. Right. As my surname is Walter, I found out then W is at the end then of the list. So when names come out, it starts alphabetically: A, B, C, D, and so on. So Walter is virtually at the end, unless your surname is Zulu or whatever. So, Mr. So and so, or not Mr. Craftsman so and so, you're going there. Craftsman so and so, you're going there. So then I was right at the end. You're going to the 1RHF in Deilinghofen. But where the hell is that? Germany. I said, I didn't pick Germany. Tough. There was nowhere else to go. You're going there. So that is how I left Germany. The UK. I was sent then through the military to serve. At that time, it was every 3 years, to serve my first 3 years in Germany, and that's what happened. So that's how I left the UK. So, or I got sent. So I did not leave from my own will. I was sent away, right? Which is completely different. So I don't know. This is what I'm going to talk about now. If any of you American guys have gone through now the same experience as what I'm going to explain now. So we'd never been on holiday really because we didn't have any money. So first time flying a plane, going into another country, totally new, never done it before, and alone. No parents, no friends, nothing. So I got to Germany. Of course, you get taken to the barracks there, and then your new mates. And yeah, show them your room, you share it with three other guys. So what are we doing tonight? Or it was nearly the weekend, we're going out. Oh, Ian, you coming with us? Okay. Brilliant. At that time, it was one of the best weekends I've ever had. I thought, wow, this is brilliant. So that was my first weekend in Germany. So I was there a few months, and then one of the guys I was friendly with there, he had a girlfriend, German girlfriend. And so one weekend, Ian, I'm going to meet my girlfriend. She has also a friend. Would you like to come with us? Why not? Well, to cut a long story short, the girl that then I met, I ended up marrying her. That was my first wife. And yeah, things were just getting better and better and better in Germany. I thought, this is great. I was up in an area called the Sauerland, mountains and forests and woods, and I could speak German fluently very quickly. I got on with all the people and all my wife's family, and great. Yeah, I'm not going back to the UK. Why? And it's only like 1 hour away if you fly. We used to drive quite a lot. It was like a 10 or 12 hour drive, depending on how long you had to wait for the ferry, the ship. Because at that time there was no Eurotunnel, so we used to go over like once a year. But I was always glad to get back into Germany. And then what you noticed was every time you went back to the UK, things were slightly changing. The guys that live there, that you don't notice that because you don't get away. It's like when you, for example, when you're at work, you go away for 3 weeks on holiday. You come back, you start hearing like different noises that they were there before, but you didn't realize they were there because you're there every day, all day. But when you go away for a few weeks and come back, you notice things more, and that's the way I was finding outside the UK. You go back home and you go, oh, where's that shop? It's closed, and where's it gone? Changed. Think, oh, why? And also, oh, do you know so and so? Yeah, he's dead. He got killed. Why? Look, shot. And then you read the news, the papers. When I'm in Germany, I still read the English news and the local paper. People getting stabbed. So it's a small town. The biggest thing was, so I left China. I'm kidding. I left Germany. Few reasons. Some of you will know. Anyway, marriage broke down. I left Germany. Before I left Germany, I tried to get a job in the UK. All the advertisements was must be able to talk Russian or Polish. Huh? I could not get a job in my own country unless I could talk Russian or Polish. I suppose there were other jobs, other places. I was just looking where my family used to live. But it was kind of strange, don't you think? So anyway, I ended up then in China. When I went to China, it was 8 years before I went back to the UK. And I've said to a couple of guys in the comments in other videos, I was totally shocked. Shocked to see, you went up the town, shocked to see how the old people are walking around, how they looked. shocked at my own family regarding drugs and alcohol. And I was told, and I said it myself, if I had stopped there, I would have ended up like them. And then seeing, like I said, with the old people, I said, no way am I going to end up like one of them. In the wintertime, sitting in their old apartment, no electric, no heating, because they can't afford to pay it. Or you're being stuck into an old people's home from your family because they don't want to take care of you. And you're sitting there with the other old people. My mother, it wasn't actually an old people's home. What do you call it? There's a proper name for it. She had her own apartment. And she also says, I'm not going to sit down there with the other old people. And she said also, every week you notice that one person is missing. They passed away, they died. And I said, no, no way. No, I'm not going to do that. And while I was in China, so straight away, I met my now wife here from the Philippines. So we were traveling to the Philippines a couple of times a year. So I was seeing how life is here. It's always hot. Because I was in Asia for a long time, no problem with the food. I was loving it. And then when I went back sometimes to Europe, and they're going, the people going, oh, I wish we could come to the Philippines and live with you. And I go, yeah, you can understand it. People are telling me they think I'm crazy and do not understand me living in the Philippines. Yeah, I show them videos of the floods. I'm not moaning about it. Maybe a little bit. I'm just showing you how it's no problem. The water does not come into my house. And I said in my video today, yes, it's a bit of a problem then getting out the subdivision. You wear your boots on a tricycle or whatever. Does it make me want to change my mind moving or leave? No way. No way. Look, you say, look, I have my British passport. I got here British towels. I've got my England flag here. I support the England football team. I still love my country, but not the way people are treated. Why should I go back to the UK and live in those conditions when I can live here like this? I have my own house. Can't have that in the UK. They go, oh, you are so stupid for building a house. Why? I'm happy here. I have my house. People go, you should rent. Oh, yeah. I said today, yeah, you can run away from the water and then you go there. No. I said all this flood situation. We didn't have this flood situation before 2022. So things have happened. So we have it. Now we have to somehow do something to avoid it happening in the future. Am I going to leave? No. No way, Jose. Yeah, and then, oh, we're crazy. I said, yeah, what about the thousands of other Brits that leave the UK? Not necessarily come here to the Philippines, but you'll see programs where they go to Spain, Greece, and Malta, and wherever. There's lots of programs where the Brits escape the UK. Another thing I mentioned to one of the subscribers, I watch the programs on YouTube. If you don't pay, we'll take it away. What do you call them, barristers? They go around collecting money from people that owe debts for the courts, and they explain to you how people get themselves into trouble with money because they can't afford anything anymore. So you have squatters that squat into people's slum landlords. Um, there's another one, skint people living on the streets. They said there's so many now. Guys, I'm talking about the UK now, not you guys now, because in America you have the same situation. There was one guy in another video once. He said, "I'd rather live under a bridge in the Philippines than live under a bridge in the UK." Boom, gotcha. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. I have another point is I have a sister which I have no contact with, and I have a half brother which I have contact with. So that's it. So why should I move back to the UK? What for? Tell me, guys. Tell me in the comments. Why should I move back to the UK? I have two children in Germany. That's it. So I must say, I also have no friends in the UK. Germany also. So I left Germany 2007. All I have is my two children. Why? So if we leave the UK out of it, why should I now go back to Germany? Why? I have more friends here. I live more comfortable here. I have my food, drinks. I have a woman that looks after me. I have super neighbors. We have many, many friends. Why would I want to go back to the UK? There's some channels on YouTube, UK guys. They sit there, StreamYard or whatever streaming app. Sometimes six guys, all smoking their weed, all drunk, and they're shouting at each other and calling each other's names. And again, I was thinking, oh boy. Again, I was thinking, if I would have stopped in the UK, I would have been 100% like that. My life is only now because of what everything happened. I was very lucky and very lucky now to be where I am now. And when you see all that shit that's happening back in Europe, especially the UK, and you guys say, "Why did I leave the UK?" and and it's worse than. Oh God, you have no idea, guys. Especially if you haven't lived here. There's a lot of people. They look at these videos from back. I say back at home. It's not my home. This is my home. Back in the UK or back in America, and they blah blah comments. Blah 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 blah. You're stupid. Blah blah blah. Or you expats. Blah blah blah. You're all talking shit. Blah 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 blah. They've never been here. Example. My company. When I um, first got notified, or I was asked if I wanted to go to China to set up the company in China, and I agreed. The people, so my workers, my mates, oh, you must be crazy. They all wear face masks. The air pollution and rice and oh blah blah blah, communist country and whatever. So I went there, I think 6 weeks was the first stint. Loved it. Brilliant. Went back to Germany, to the company, and oh, guys, and they couldn't understand. What? It was a yes. Oh, it's so good. And yeah, I've been told I've got to go again in another couple of months. And they're all starting to get jealous. Oh, Ian said that I want to go. the, the thinking, what you see on TV and what you think about these countries. And then, anyway, so I went again and a couple of other times, and also when I was there for a 6 month stint. So we had technicians and engineers come over, and a couple of other guys come over to China to help out. They didn't want to go back. Ian, it's great here. I said, yes, I know. Crazy. Even one of the bosses, who was like anti China, he came over. So we took him out to places where we used to eat, and like the next day, where would you like to eat today, boss? That place we went to yesterday was brilliant. Can we go there again? Yeah, of course we can go there. And then when after the few days when he had to go back, he says it was brilliant working here, good working together and showing me around. And he says it's changed my thinking a little bit. And also the other guys, Ian, you need me to come over again in a couple of months' time. So, oh, do I? Yes. Call the boss. You need. And it's the same. It's the same here. You get, oh, the food is shit and this and that. You don't know till you come over here. And then even those guys that are here, that then moan about the food, it's because they haven't been to the right places to get the food. Look at me, look. I was thin when I came over here. I love the food. No problem. And see, that's a good thing. Sitting, I've got the window, I can see outside. It's if you want special food, there's special places where you can get special foods with special prices. But yeah, that's whatever. So you see it. That is how I left the UK, or why I left the UK, and that's now the reasons why I will not go back to the UK. Why would I give all this up? Of course, what I always say also, you get people that don't like Asia. Oh, this is nothing. So, firstly, I'm not racist, but it's like what I mentioned before. In Europe, you have lots of multiculti, you'd say, because of all the borders are down, and so everybody can travel where they want. They can live where they want. So, like the UK, you get Indians, Pakistanis, Russians, and Polish, and whatever. It's the same in Germany also. You go to China, you only see Chinese. You think, wow. You'll only see then a few foreigners, like other Brits or Americans, but that's different. It's people who expats. You work in. That's totally different. So that was a big. The same here. So there's no expats here. I can go visit some if I want. But actually, where I live, there is one, but he's working abroad at the moment. Don't miss them. I don't need Americans or Europeans, it's nice sometimes to go out and chat with someone that we met on YouTube. Yep, very nice. But to actually then live with them and have them next door, I don't need. So Ned, what I was saying is, you get people, yeah, they don't like Asia. No, don't like Asia. They're all Chinese. If they're even if they're from Thailand or the Philippines, they look at them back at home. Oh, look, those Chinese people, because they don't know the difference. Yeah, the food. Oh, always eating rice. I eat rice. I think twice a week, maybe or three. It's mostly then potatoes. It's straight away a negative way of thinking, and you hear some expats on their video. They hate Filipinos. Why are they here? Why do they hate? They don't say why they. Oh, because they. Um, well, I can't remember now what they said. But it's totally different to what I find here. I love the Filipinos, and the Filipinos love me. You're always getting invited to parties and to go out and do this. And if I don't go, then my wife goes. They're always asking, "Oh, where's Koya Ian? What's up? Is he okay?" Sometimes I just need a rest. It's too much. It's too much. All these parties, which you don't have in Europe, and you have so many friends, and because the family is so big, there's always something going on. Birthdays, christenings, funerals, but that's a big party for them. Then the religious side, they have lots of fiestas, and there's always something going on. And if not, then you can still sit with each other. We used to do that out on the street before it started to get flooded. Sit out there, have a drink with each other in the evenings. It's very relaxed, and I wouldn't change this for anything. So, guys, I hope now you know why, how I left Britain, why I will not go back, maybe to visit my half brother. Yeah, I don't. Germany, I don't know. It's nothing planned. And yeah, that's why. And maybe quick, why did I choose the Philippines? Because people then will say, well, Thailand is better, Vietnam is better. As I mentioned very quickly, I met my wife, didn't even know she was Filipino. I didn't even know where the Philippines was when I went to China. So, Philippines, where's the Philippines? So you looked, oh, it's right next to China, actually. And then the first time, then when we came down here, this is, I keep saying very quickly, when I came down, well, my hair's standing on end now because of the memories. When I came down here, and some of you guys will know what I'm talking about when I say the jungle. The way they live there reminded me of my childhood when I was a child. So no hot water, only cold water. No flush toilet, so you have to throw water down the loo. Some houses haven't even got a proper toilet. They had the water well, and brownouts. When I was young in the UK, we also had brownouts, and it's like also the meals. We only got meat, a proper, sorry, the English Sunday roast. That was the only time really we had a proper meat meal. In the week, it was like snacks, banana sandwiches, cucumber sandwiches with a packet of crisps. That was the meals we were eating when I was young. and then you had a nice big meal on a Sunday. So coming here, it was just like going back into my childhood. And I'll be sitting there laughing, and they go, "Why are you laughing?" I said, "This reminds me so much of my childhood." So I felt very at home here, and I still do. And of course, it doesn't matter where you go, you'll always have some negative things and some things that, yeah, that's like the floods now. Yeah. But again, we never used to have the floods. So this is like a new thing come up. And we'll get there in the end. But so again, guys, so I'm gonna finish now because we're already on 35 minutes. Ouch. Yeah, so I hope now it's all cleared. Why I left, how I left, and why I will not be going back, and why I chose then the Philippines. Also chose the Philippines because of the English. If you compare the Philippines to all the other countries around here, this is the only country that's like this. The second language is English. Thai speak English, but you still have problem understanding what they say. Same as Vietnam. I think Indonesia, Malaysia is slightly better, but then I think I don't want to get. It's more like Muslim area down there. So this is more neutral here, and they talk. So guys, any more questions in the comments below, or if you just want to comment on anything that I've said, please do in the comments below. So guys, I'll leave it at that. And as always, I'll catch you then on my next video, or maybe some live sometime. I'm not planning on doing any lives anymore. And if so, we'll catch you then anyway. So, Koy Ian, a British guy living in the Philippines. I'll see you later on the next one. Bye. See you guys and take care.